If you walked across a graduation stage in 2023, there's a 52% chance you're working a job right now that doesn't require your degree. More than half of an entire graduating class is sitting in roles where their 4 years of study are irrelevant. The standard narrative tells these graduates to blame a sluggish economy, a tight job market, or simply terrible timing. Society treats this as a temporary rough patch that will correct itself. But the real reason these students are stuck is the specific jobs they spent 4 years training for no longer exist. Artificial intelligence erased them. This erasure is happening across finance, law, tech, and consulting. In every major industry where artificial intelligence has a footprint, the bottom rung of the corporate ladder is being systematically sawed off. Recent graduates are not failing to find work. They are submitting resumes for a category of employment that has completely vanished. This chart shows data from the Burnin Glass Institute, an independent labor market research organization. It plots the share of software development job postings that were entry-level. In 2018, that number sat at 43%. By 2024, it drops down to 28%. That is a 15-point collapse in just 6 years. Then, between 2023 and 2024, United States entry-level tech postings dropped another 67%. 2 out of every 3 junior tech jobs evaporated in 12 months. Looking globally, the United Kingdom saw its tech graduate roles fall by 46% in 2024, with projections showing another 53% drop by 2026. This exact downward trajectory maps perfectly onto other fields. Over the same period, entry-level data analysis jobs dropped by 13 points, and consulting roles fell by 15 points. In a normal economic correction, hiring slows down across the board and eventually bounces back. Here, senior hiring continues, while junior roles are permanently deleted. The traditional entry point into the professional corporate world has been intentionally dismantled. For decades, the corporate world operated on a hidden economy known as the learning curve. Companies traded a low starting salary for manual, repetitive tasks. Those boring tasks secretly served as on-the-job training, teaching a new hire how the business actually worked. In the legal profession, paralegals and junior associates would spend months locked in rooms reviewing thousands of documents. That grueling work was how they learned to spot discrepancies and understand case law. Then, JPMorgan Chase built an AI system called Coin, a program that processes legal documents and automates 360,000 hours of manual work. It completes that work not in a year, but in seconds. The same pattern is playing out in customer support and finance. Advanced chatbots now resolve 73% of Tier 1 tickets, the most basic customer complaints, without human involvement. Meanwhile, generative AI systems are now trusted to instantly update financial models and vet datasets. Artificial intelligence eradicated the foundational training process required to build a skilled human worker. The tasks that used to teach the newest person on the team are now completed by a prompt. This Venn diagram illustrates a visible contradiction in the modern job market. Right now, 35% of all jobs labeled entry-level demand years of prior experience. In software and IT, this aggressive demand jumps to over 60%. The corporate logic behind this is strictly mathematical. Because the software handles the basics, companies require new hires to add high-level, complex value on their very first day. The grace period for learning on the job is gone. Currently, 13% of entry-level postings explicitly require the candidate to orchestrate artificial intelligence tools. Employers expect you to arrive already knowing how to manage and direct the automation, rather than just knowing basic software navigation. Companies have completely redefined the term entry-level. It now describes a candidate who already possesses mid-level skills, but is willing to accept a junior-level salary. This area chart projects the labor market out to 2034. It tracks 2 diverging trends, the rising supply of college graduates on top and the sinking volume of jobs that actually require a degree on the bottom. This shaded gap in the middle represents an estimated 7 to 11 million surplus college-educated workers. That massive gap is a closed loop. Young workers cannot gain the experience required to get hired because the roles designed to build that experience no longer exist. To survive this shift, the first step is to officially abandon the traditional pathway of moving straight from a degree into a junior role. Those specific positions are never coming back. Second, prioritize building a visible portfolio of AI-driven projects. Another certification or academic credential holds very little weight when the jobs those credentials used to unlock have been automated. Employers want to see exactly what you can build using these new tools. Third, you must bypass standard job applications entirely. Instead of competing for a shrinking pool of traditional postings, find teams that are actively creating market value and bring them direct AI-orchestrated solutions. The gap between college-educated workers and available entry-level jobs will continue to widen relentlessly over the next decade. The corporate world has permanently chosen artificial intelligence over human trainees. The next generation of workers must prove their immediate technological value or risk being permanently locked out of the workforce.